The following may contain offensive language, adult humor, and or content that some viewers may find offensive. The views and opinions expressed by any one speaker does not explicitly or necessarily reflect or represent those of Mark Radulich or W2M Network. Please listen with caution, or don't listen at all.
In a world fueled by distortion, diabolical growls, and questionable digestive decisions, three brave idiots stand to wade through the steaming pile of metal releases each week. From power rumbling breakdowns to riffs that'll make your intestines cry for mercy. We flush the weak and salute the strong. This is Metal Hammer of Doom. After all.
Yes, indeedy, this is the Metal Hammer of Doom after all, and I am your mandated reporter, and frankly, I'm mortified, Mr. Mark Radulich, and we are back. Joining me tonight, as always, are the brothers from Other Mothers, ladies and gentlemen. They call him Stiznarky on Suno.ai. He will bring you weather. He will bring you music about the weather, whether you like it or not. Playing the didgeridoo, Jesse Starcher, how do you do?
Oh, the didgeridoo. I have not tried to put one of those in there yet, but I guarantee you Suno could fulfill that need if
Make
necessary.
sure you get lube first, or you just slide it in.
Or it'll be a didgeridoo.
Yes. Glad to be here tonight. Going to be talking about a band that's been around forever and a day, and I think this is the first ever album I've ever listened from these guys.
Yes, sir. And actually, this is Robert Cooper's show. This is Robert Cooper's pick. He gets one a year.
One.
So, and
well, it's actually two.
What was the other one you picked?
Remember we did Alcest, their lowest rated episode of all time?
That was last year.
Was it? Oh, that what? Oh.
Yes, it's
well,
been a
fuck
year.
Me.
Yeah. So Robert Cooper is here with us, straight from the basement. And he picked tonight's album, which is going to be Paradise Lost Ascension. We will talk about later in the show. How you doing tonight, Coop?
I mean, I've been worse. Like I was talking about pre-show, I had Death Angel tickets because I played Sacred Reich last time in anticipation of going to that show with them and Hyrax. And yeah, they did not sell enough tickets here in Charlotte, so they got bumped to a venue up in Greensboro, and it's tonight. So I was like, well, sucks to suck, I guess.
Damn.
And lastly, the newest, latest, brightest star here in the Metal Hammer of Doom Jukebox. Ladies and gentlemen, Mick Wanamaker, how do you do, madam?
Hello. I feel like I've been approaching a year. We'd have to check and see. But
oh, probably.
When did you show up? Your first show was an interesting one. Was the triple feature for what's his nuts? Clockwork Orange.
Stanley Kubrick?
Yeah.
That she really got thrown into the fucking fire. It was me, Sean Comer, Dorian, and her first fucking show. And we were talking
boy.
And 3 Stanley Kubrick movies.
It was a long episode.
I was just like, come on in, pull your pants down. Here comes the gravy pipe. And like, oh god.
The gravy. That's what you call it.
Welcome to the show.
I hope you enjoy. I haven't ran away though, so
right. You really did get the full Radulich and Broadcasting Network gang initiation, because I think shortly after that was Joker Fully Ado.
Yeah,
so there were 5 of us, including Robert Winfrey.
Oh god,
3 people.
Oh, and Beetlejuice 2, which I also think Robert was on.
Well, he's on all the damn Hollywood, so that would be correct.
Yeah.
Yep. So, we shall start tonight's proceedings by complaining about concerts. So I've been to 2 since I think the last time we talked. I think the last time we talked, I had gone to Virginia to go see Toad the Wet Sprocket with Erica. Since then, in the last week, I took her to go see Garbage for her birthday. Her birthday was in July, but the concert itself was September 6th. I took her to go see Garbage and some bands. I don't remember who opened up. It didn't really matter.
Other Garbage.
Yeah, Other Garbage. And then less than a week later, we went to go see Cage the Elephant at some outdoor this was another Erica show at some outdoor event in Pinellas County. So a couple of things I'd like to discuss for people. I'm almost 50 years old, and as I was saying before the show, I am a little more sedentary than I should be. But that's what happens when you work a desk job that you're chained to like a slave for 9 hours a day.
That's kinky.
And I keep going to shows, and it doesn't really matter where the venue is or what kind of venue it is, because you're like, oh, well, if you go to a stadium show or an arena show, you don't have this problem. No, fuck off. Yes, I do. Because I went to go see Metallica and had to park in buttfuck Arkansas and walk uphill both ways, pedigreed the whole time. Ronnie Adams will tell you. It just pedigreed every single step of the way. That's a joke from last night. And we had to walk 100 miles to get to the stupid venue. I basically
in the snow.
Yes, I
Barefoot.
basically parked in my fucking neighbor's driveway and walked to Metallica. My God,
Concerts are no joke, especially if you got nosebleeds. You're walking up all those stairs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and here's the thing, because I started this by talking about our experience with Garbage and then Cage the Elephant, but really my experience at Metallica and less so Garbage, definitely more so Cage the Elephant, I experienced the same series of events. One, parking a light year away, and then having to, walk past the Fellowship of the Ring in order to get there. So there's that. Then I get there, and I don't know if you guys have experienced this. Mick, you've been to concerts recently. Cooper, you go to concerts when they don't move the day on you or some shit. So you guys understand what I'm about to tell you. It's gotten TSA rude at the front. Front. Like when they go to take your ticket, I have two countervailing vectors giving me kind of a what was the Eliminators finishing group, Robert?
Total elimination.
Yeah, I experience emotional total elimination every time I walk into a concert because the people around me are all half retards and they don't. So
Or security. Don't forget, you can't bring a knife in there no matter how many fucking times.
The lower vector that's taking my legs out. I
Oh,
haven't
God.
gotten to the fucking people who work these venues, these dead-eyed souls who are coming, who are giving me the Chronos, the leg across
the John Cronus fucking leg whip in the face.
Yes, that's the other vector coming in the other direction is the harassment. Because so people are just up there and everyone's tickets on their phone now. They don't understand how anything works. So they get to the front and they're like, "Pull your tickets out." Like, my penis? It's same guy, by the way. And it's like,
who names their penis tickets? By the way, I gotta know.
Must be a Tampa problem. Anyway, so these morons are fumbling. I mean, it's making the line take twice as long. And when you've been to 100 million shows like I have, and I am tickets out, everything's out of my pockets. I'm naked. Nice. God forbid. So I get there, and they're like, "You didn't have to take your underwear off too." And I'm like, "I like to make things weird." So anyway, so then they're mad at me the whole time. They're just take everything out of your pocket, yelling at you. Why is going into a concert now traveling through a fucking airport? Am I alone in this rant that I'm currently going on, Mick? You're nodding your head vociferously. I feel like you have a bee in your bonnet about the same thing that I do.
Well, especially the people being slow part. I also would take out my phone. I have my tickets loaded. I have my tickets loaded in the parking lot.
You sound like a responsible adult.
I already have it on my phone, and then I have everything else in my hands, which if I'm going to a concert, I expect not to bring a lot. I don't expect to bring my spare handgun or something.
Max luggage, because have you seen these idiots? No bags at all, and they're just walking in we're checking in to the fucking Raymond James Stadium. What the fuck are you doing? It's a concert.
Plus, you don't want to carry a lot anyway. I don't care for a concert.
They're backpacking through Europe.
There was once I had a really cool bottle opener on my keys, and they're like, "Yeah, you can't have that." I was like, "Oh, fuck, that's never been a problem before." They're like, "Nope, it's pointy. You gotta go put it back." I'm like, "How about I give it to you?"
I hope the assumption was that you were going to get into a fist fight and try to can't open someone's head.
I mean, Yes, I think that was like stick that in your knuckles and just fucking. Because it was, but I got very lucky that I had the nice people. This was before COVID, so once everybody really stopped giving a fuck.
It's just such a rude, terrible experience now. Like I fucking hate going to concerts. Once the world has yet taken again, don't enjoy going. After Cage the Elephant, Eric and I just looked at each other and we were like, we can't do this again for a while. No, I'm gonna take go see Ailstorm next month, but it's a little bit different of an experience. One, I'm used to the House of Blues. It's just like Janice Landing wasn't a problem either. I used to go there all the time. But this new venue that we went to go see Cage the Elephant, like the fucking staff are like yelling at you, take things out of your pocket.
Yes. Everybody is a shoe bomber now.
Yeah. So between like the idiots trying to get into the place, and then I don't know if you've tried to buy food at one of these places, but the loan process takes a while.
I can't afford it. Yeah, I can't afford it. Mm. Yeah, it's like trying to buy shit at the fucking movies.
Yeah. So you're starting to say something, Mick.
Oh, it's too much. Like, eat before you go because there's no way. The line's always a million miles long. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just as long as the merch booth, even though, I don't know. No one seems to know how to run lines either.
No. So I didn't get the food because once we found our seats for Cage the Elephant, I was like, I'm not getting up again. I'm done. We had to walk from my house to our seats. I'm like, I don't want to move. She was like, well, I'm gonna go get food, and I'm like, lots of luck. You get frustrated trying to get on airplanes. Good luck out there. Well, text me if you live here now. She's like, so it's a bunch of food trucks. And I don't know if you've seen food trucks, but they have like maybe 2-3 people on a food truck at a time, and they can get like one order done at a time. So when you have like 100 people online, it's a little slow. And she comes back with like powdered fried chicken on like, I don't know, like churro or some shit. It's like fancy chicken and waffles.
Oh, gotcha.
And then this other like Asian chicken dish, and I'm just like, what the fuck ever happened to like nachos and a pretzel?
No way.
That's crazy.
No way. I mean, I am honestly, anytime I go to a venue or something like that, and granted, it's been a while, but I am definitely thinking about bathroom situations, so I don't want to actually incur anything to happen, or so I will abstain from like drinking a lot of liquids and making sure that I last 6 hours before. So I can make it through without even having to try to wait another line.
Yeah, so there was one bathroom for this place that I saw, and it was of course the furthest place away from where I was sitting. So that was fun, as I'm trying to hold myself together as I walk literally up an uphill or something for climbing the mountain in order to get to the bathroom.
You feel accomplished.
I almost told fucking Eric, I'm not coming back to my seat. I live here now. Come get me. Anyway.
I also feel like it depends on the venue. Mm-hmm. Like, the bigger the venue, like stadium ones are the worst. And there's something to say for a small venue because it's more intimate, and usually the line isn't going to be atrocious. They don't care as much.
Stadiums are fine. They at least Raymond James Stadium where the Bucks play, there's bathrooms about every 5 feet. Like every section of seats, there's a bathroom and a concession stand with 87 dead-eyed zombies working at them who can only get one soda or food item at a time. I don't know why there's so many of them. It's pretty.
Yeah,
it's pretty amazing. I would like a hot dog and a soda. The hot dogs are already cooked. There's bread right there. This should take 30 seconds. Yes, sir. I will go mill bread now, and we will go slaughter the pig and grind the meat into a sausage for you, and then we'll see you in about an hour. What's ready? What I'd like to buy, here's $20. Fill me up with convenience and speed. Literally.
Oh yeah. Don't mind if I do. I've also noticed, though, I will say, the larger the venue, the worse the merch situation usually is.
I don't even.
Oh, really?
Like I don't think Mick was here when I went to Cannibal Corpse and stood for almost 2 hours in lines that didn't exist.
My favorite merch story of yours was you standing in a line that never moved, and there would just be walking straight up to the table. So essentially, there's a crowd of you watching other people buy merch.
Yeah, but that might have been the same one because the line I kept finding a line because
Band because of this?
What?
Isn't that the story where you missed a band because of that? I feel like that's the same story.
Actually, yeah, because I wanted to see Gorguts, which I listened to them. I was behind the concrete fucking pillar for their entire fucking set. The band I came to see, and turns out the line didn't go anywhere because the way the line worked is there's like a wall right as you walk in on the left, and it just trails upward into an area at the top of the venue.
Remember the thing you had to experience at the concert those days?
I've not really messed with that one. Fortunately, because I usually wear a suit to these concerts, people think I am the bouncer, so it's hilarious. But yeah, that was the one where I finally got to that tunnel. It looped around, and I looked at the girl in front of me and said, "How long have you been here?" She goes, 15 minutes. What about you? I said, 1 hour and a half. And she just kind of got quiet. She's like, I just saw the line was right here at the front of the door, so I walked up. I was like, I'm happy for you.
So
I truly am.
So the way Janus Landing is laid out is you walk into the gate, you immediately pass the stage. Like, if here's the door, here is the store, here is the steeple, here is the wall behind the people. So if you walk in, to the right is a pizza place that only takes cash. To the left is the stage. There, and to your left is, right in front of the stage is all the people waiting for bands to come out, right? And it's concession stand, and then the merch table. And like when we were at, when I took Jones to go see Ninja Sex Party, the line for the merch stretched all the way around until there's like this upper decks area. And you can't tell at Janus Landing who was online for beer, who was online for merch, who was waiting for a band, who got lost on the way to Albuquerque. It's a mess of people.
Who was trying to leave.
Yeah. I was like, I would like to buy a t-shirt. They're like, go that way. Make a right. You'll be at your neighbor's house. Stand there. That's where the end of the line is. Oh, because of the way this place is laid out, and the way because of the match staying on top of each
You're
other.
frustrating.
But to their credit, like I said, we went there for garbage. Good crowd. I mentioned this on my TikTok. That'll be the last thing I say. I'll pitch it over to you, Jesse, for your story time. But I don't know if you guys know this. Mick, you may not know this because you are young and you have life ahead of you, and the life has not died in your eyes.
Well, I can't be mad about that. Yeah. I was like, I'm young. Oh fuck yeah, no.
Anyone who was in line to be a baby is no longer in line.
So I am old, and I don't know if you know that or not. And I go to these concerts, and walking is always a trial, and standing is even worse. And I get sleepy, and I'm at the age now where the one comedian, I don't remember who it was, is like, why can't we start? Like, what the fuck? Let's move this on. I'm second band list, like set list now on setlist.fm, going like, all right, we're almost done here. And I look around, and here's the thing. I'm sitting here like, boy, the world has passed me by. And I look around at the people at Garbage, and they're plus or minus my age. But I can't tell you, Jesse, the amount of walkers I saw.
Really?
Dude, one
person
fucking took a header. Like, I shouldn't laugh because like she seriously hurt herself. One person
I was gonna say,
step and fucking flattened. Her husband was like, "Oh my god, call an ambulance! Get the hell!"
Oh,
and she got up and she was just like, "Please stop embarrassing me. I'm fine." But it's funny to be 50 to go see a band that came out in the 90s, again, garbage.
Right.
And it's all people my age who knew of the band contemporaneously. So now everyone's about my age, plus or minus a few years, and we're all just like fucking limping along.
Yeah. Were there seats?
You know what I mean? At Janus Landing is standing room only.
That's all standing room only.
Oh, that's probably why so many people had wheelchairs.
Outdoors, because fucking Florida.
Right.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I mean, my goodness, you gotta think at some point artists have to take that into account. Like, okay, what's our audience looking like now? Well, there's more walkers in the audience now. Oh, maybe we should start looking at venues.
Think Lawrence Welk was performing. Nope.
Who the fuck is Lawrence Welk?
The fucking bitch who sang "Stupid Girl" and I'm only happy when it rains in the queerest of the queer.
Oh, I didn't know she had a name.
Okay, that is not who Lawrence Welk is. You children.
That's why I asked, who the fuck is Lawrence Welk?
Shirley Manson from the not the Pixies.
I was gonna say garbage.
I
only know garbage.
No, Shirley Manson was in a different band, and then they drafted her into this band of producers that decided they were musicians all of a sudden.
Were they all females? Her first band? Okay.
Was it Four Non-Blondes?
It was not Four Non-Blondes. Yes.
That's the only group of women I know. Good night, everybody.
Was Kitty all women?
I was just
yes, Kitty is.
Kitty, right?
Are you sure Shirley Manson was not in Kitty?
Oh.
Well, Kitty happened way after that, though. That's why I didn't guess them.
Oh, she was an Angelfish.
Yeah.
No.
You got me, champ.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, nobody who knew who the fuck I knew of the band Angelfish, but nobody who knew who the fuck Shirley Manson was until she was in Garbage.
Yeah.
Jesse, what's going on in your world?
Oh,
now that I'm done ranting about my old man concert experiences.
I wish I had a life that was exciting as yours. My goodness, making it to. I mean, shoot, in the past month, I had a vacation at one point. I think there at the beginning of September.
Did you leave the house?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not. Yeah, that's a vacation for me. I actually ended up helping somebody move. So that's how exciting my vacation was. I would say like the most exciting thing that's probably going to be happening here pretty soon. My son, he's been playing some guitar here, learning different songs. He's trying to teach himself. The actual guitar. He does not take after his father. He actually picks up instruments.
Nobody plays Guitar Hero anymore.
No, that thing is, my goodness. I think the shelf life on it was about 4 years, and then it just completely dropped off.
They overdid it.
Yeah, I was going to say AC/DC, I think, was the last one that I remember seeing. I know they did a Metallica one. They also did an AC/DC one. But
I owned all of
them. I was selecting them frequently.
Yeah. But anyway, so his amp blew up, and I swear this amp that we were given was probably at least 30 years old, like between 20 and 30 years old. So it was really, really old, and we're really surprised that it hung out as long as it did. Well, tomorrow we are going to go pick up a bass guitar that his uncle, who passed away there back in 2020, gave to his best friend. His best friend's like, I want to give this to your son. And we're also getting this massive amp, so it's going to definitely be loud.
Like a Marty McFly situation.
I don't know if it's going to be that big, but my understanding is, okay, the amp that he had legitimately was probably about 12 inches high. It was really small. This thing I think we're getting, it's do not turn it up past 3, please. Just keep it down. And he has a habit of playing it like right before he goes to bed, which is midnight. So we're gonna have to make sure we check the volume. So it's going to be exciting. That's happening tomorrow. But really, that's about it. Has not been very exciting.
Playing any Primus?
No. This is his first bass guitar. He's never had a bass guitar before. Okay. So I'd love to see him try.
Dad, I want to start slow. Wonderful. Here's my name is Mug.
Yeah, right.
Don't come
Here's
out of
Jerry
your room
race car
until you've learned this.
No, Mongo just want to play. Like no Mongo.
Yeah.
Mongo does not get fed
That's
until
what'll
Mongo learns too many puppies.
Too many puppies.
All right. Speaking of too many puppies, how's your life, Mick?
Not too bad. Spirit's around, so now I have a consistent job until I can find something else. Because the trend on this show, Mark and I were talking about this, is that I keep losing my jobs.
It's like your fucking gimmick.
I know.
Yeah, your gimmick is you losing jobs. Me is me losing relationships. It's great.
And it's funny because you both have a new job and or relationship every show.
It's
right,
great. It's cool.
Take me on, Robert Cooper. What's going on your before we play the first video?
Well, speaking of me attempting to court women, so there's like a roving club thing called Sexy Nerds that was in town. So it was it's like a club Friday night. The thing that was funny though is like it was probably like 70-30 guys to women. So it was me hanging out with just a bunch of black dudes fucking dancing in a circle. It was a good time.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, it was fucking fun. There was a lot of cosplay. I really wanted to do some cosplay, but all my ideas were a little too expensive. Like I was like, with this beard, I could do Ryu from Street Fighter because he's got a beard in some of his costumes, and he is way too expensive to me.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it. I'm wearing the Hawaiian shirt. I'm just going to go with the beach episode. And I did. I got one girl's contact info, but she messages about once a day. So that's great.
Okay.
I did manage to save somebody who blew their tire out. So that was great. Okay. They blew their tire, so I stood watch over them like Rory from Doctor Who while they waited to get a ride because she kept telling me, she's like, Google Maps told me to turn. And I'm like, I understand that. And I feel really horrible for you. But you plowed a curb and blew your tire. So, like, I don't really care at this point. I just want you to get home so I can go home.
All right.
But beyond that, yeah, nothing fun. No concerts again because I was supposed to go to one. But that means the merch money for this, I think I'm going to go see Naomi Bliviscaris in about a month and a half. So. Okay. Yeah, they're playing with Psychroptic and Rivers of Nile. That's going to be fucking awesome.
I think I've heard of her.
And then Blind Guardian and then Blind Guardian's next week.
Okay, yeah.
And then the week after that's WrestleCade because Okada's going to be there, so we're going to lose our shit. And then, exactly. And then about 2 weeks later, we're going to go see Zach Sabbath.
Nice. Is Zach Sabbath anything like they were?
Oh, it was. We got lucky that we got the tickets like the week they came out because then Ozzy died a couple months later, and then woof, all the tickets sold out immediately.
Yeah. All right, let's get into our first video of the night. The first video is mine. It's mine in a few different ways. As I have told you, earlier this month, my second album came out. Now, I am Fra Diablo. That is my secret identity.
He is. I am.
I am Fra Diablo. Fra Diablo is a band that appreciates all kinds of music. They're mostly a metal band, but they are a ongoing troupe of musicians. There's never one true Fra Diablo. There's different guitarists, different singers, different genres, different genders. And they look at life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness through the prism of food. That is their great unifier. And in the first album, they relentlessly attack the church. We will talk about this next.
That's my favorite food, the bread of Christ.
Because when you tell the AI, I would like to make a death metal album that's all food puns, it goes right where atheists attacking the church, possibly Satan. I went, how did you get there? And they went, oh, death metal. That's what you think death metal is. Okay. I mean, you're only half right. So after the second album, I said, okay, I can't do this again. I like Diablo. I don't love every song being an attack on me. So
What's for consistency?
So the second album, which dropped at the beginning of September, is called Holidays Are Hell. Hilariously about that, I did a TikTok like reacting to little snippets of every song, and every comment I got on it was an attack on holidays. People called me out for AI slop, and I burned their house down. But the second time around, they were just like, yeah, holidays are terrible. It's capitalism. I'm like, what? Could anyone please react to the music I'm making? So I'm going to play a song for you, and then I will tell you about how the song came to be in a moment. But the other thing I got to say is I made a video for my favorite song on Holidays Are Hell called Every Irish Song Ever. And I have been looking for a AI program that will make videos for the music that I create. The thing I ran into was it's only going to produce, and Jesse knows about this, it's only going to do 6 to 8 seconds at a time. So you have to keep prompting it. You have to keep giving it things to create because it's not going to just create. You say, here's 3 minutes of lyrics, make a video. It can't do it. We're not at that point yet. I guess we'll get there because even Suno only started off with 30 seconds at a time.
Yeah, that's pretty small amount of music.
And now it'll create fucking 12-minute long songs like fucking Holy Wars.
Yeah.
So right now I have to do it in 6 to 8 second increments, which I did, which is why I picked a short song. And so this is the fruit of my labor. This is the music video for Every Irish Song Ever, and I want you to gaze upon it. I would like you to regale in its
yeah
mastery.
Just be ready, folks. It's 2025, okay?
This is Fra Diavolo, Every Irish Song Ever.
This is going to be ridiculous. Now, what program did you use for the video?
VideoExpress.ai.
Say that again.
VideoExpress.ai.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I was kind of curious as to what you used. Holy shit!
There's a random car drop kick center.
He's night.
Yeah.
What?
The AI video generator struggles with the English language.
Oh man. There's a leprechaun that just came in there on the right hand side.
We don't call him that anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What the?
All right.
What the?
That's I.
Oh yes, and it does.
That guy
great.
is really. Why is he so dreamy?
I love that.
What the fuck? He can't grab the fucking
Look at
glass.
the fucking hamburger. The hamburger was huge. Holy shit.
That's a hair. I thought it was a tank.
I don't know why the Grinch is here.
What is this?
This is cursed.
What is that?
This. Oh boy, cocoa melon.
That's what it looks like.
I don't understand that at all.
Are they like spit swapping watermelon or something?
No, they were punching each other, and that was blood.
Oh.
It is currently
Are
raining
those potatoes?
Yes.
Those are potatoes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's all the potatoes they didn't get in the 1800s.
So
Why is the car on fire?
What is this?
What? Is that a puddle? What? Holy shit, that's a massive.
We can never find.
Is this what happens? This is what happens when the military-industrial complex goes down. Airplane hangars are being used for random Irish bands.
All right, this guy's going to get down. I know it. Get ready. Here we go. All right, get down, brother. And, okay.
It's good to see Nickelback is not too busy.
It was a long run they went on.
This guy.
What?
Oh, yeah.
He just fucking slip and slide off the fucking drums.
Yeah.
My favorite part, watch this.
Oh, yes. All right. Oh, all right. I wish I could see the prompts, how it got these things so wrong.
It looks like piss.
It does look like they're pissing into glass.
I mean, what's the difference?
I love how big their hats are. Consistent.
Yeah, that was
This is my girlfriend's favorite part of the fucking video. The fucking sheep jumping off.
random.
Yeah, I mean that's a good looking sheep.
Oh, okay, all right.
What the fuck? Did it just skinwalk its head into its ass?
Oh man. Oh.
I got a comment on this that was like, I'm happy that I was the first comment on this masterpiece.
Wow.
That was so
Speak-
random.
Speaking of comments, I have to share the story. So my buddy Nick, who one day will be on this podcast.
There it is.
So he's a professor at a college now,
Yeah.
and he does American studies. And he was talking about presidents golfing. So of course the classic clip of George Bush being like, "We got to stop the terrorists. Now watch this drive."
Right.
And he hits it, but what he didn't know is that this was a surprise video where the golf ball goes into the Twin Towers.
Nice.
No.
Yeah. He said most of the class, like most everybody got a chuckle. He was mortified, of course.
Oh yeah.
But what's wild is if you look at the comments, there's like one from 4 months ago being like, "Hey, my professor showed this in class." And everybody's comments are like, "Oh, he's great." And then 5 months ago, it's like, "Oh, my American studies professor did this." And Nick is like, "There are not that many American studies programs in the fucking country.
Reference.
Are you sure that somebody can post a comment now and it be 5 months ago? There's no way this happened twice."
There's no way. Wow.
So,
But
sorry. So back in 2021, we were still recovering from, a lot of places were still locked down. We were still kind of recovering from COVID. We were definitely doing a lot of social distancing at this point, though. Here in Florida, we had tamed wild COVID, and there were no more lockdowns.
No, that's what I heard.
We were riding COVID to work. We were
You
using
guys are taming lots of things down there, aren't you?
Yeah. We would use COVID to plant to pick the cotton and plow the fields. we had domesticated the COVID by this point.
Gotcha.
But a lot of places were still struggling with it, and still in some places still locked down. So trying to make content for the podcast was a little difficult. We did a lot of streaming stuff, and at the time, the way I was trying to advertise it was to do theme weeks because I thought people would care. I was wrong. I couldn't have been more wrong. But at the time, I was trying real hard, and it was St. Patrick's Week. So I lined up 4 shows with a St. Patrick's Day theme, and at the time Jesse was Essential, so I was running source material. So I took Chris Sheehan hostage, and I made him do a Grimm's fairy tale comic with me that was St. Patrick's Day themed. And at the end of the show, at the time we had 2 sponsors, Grammarly and Amazon Music. So for the Amazon Music ad read, I pulled up a playlist of traditional St. Patrick's Day music. And I start reading off the titles, and Chris makes a comment like, "These are getting progressively racist." And he blurts out, and this is a line in the song, he blurts out, "What is going to be the next one? Red cheeks and a rosy nose?" or red nose, rosy cheeks? And then I go, because I have to be worse than everything else, I go, "Yeah, the next song is Potato Famine by Car Bomb." Also a line in the song. So we did that bit for a good 2 minutes where we just kept coming up with progressively racist Irish songs. And as I was thinking about every holiday that I covered for Holidays in Hell, and I got to St. Patrick's Day, I remembered that story. So I pulled the transcript. And I gave it to Fancy, and I said, "Let's turn this into a song." And Fancy legit laughed at the transcript. Like, it was just like its first words out of his mouth were, "Really? Potato Famine by Car Bomb? This is the most unhinged thing you've ever sent me." And I'm like, "Thank you." So that became the lyrics to every Irish song ever, was that bit.
All right.
And
did you have a song called "Wrong Type of White"?
No, but I do have a Mother's Day song called "Clean for a Day, Dishes for a Lifetime." Thank you. All right,
that's good stuff.
That's a keeps on giving, Mark.
Yes, sir. So I don't want to cut this too soon. Nick, I will go to you first. What did you think of my wonderful video?
I was amazed of how much that you can do with that. I don't. I'm a fan of AI because it terrifies me, and so I haven't really followed how it works. But just seeing all those clips of how AI isn't quite there is so funny to me.
Yeah, there's all this talk about like, oh, all these companies wanting to like replace workers with AI, and then you see stuff like this going to your detriment. We're not there yet.
We've got
Robotics,
it.
AI
It's
still have a little ways to go before they completely replace human work.
Well,
They actually did.
context.
They did with my company.
Yeah,
I'm not
Did they?
kidding.
I believe it.
Yeah, like the training videos they have you do now. Like it straight up says this is AI generated. I'm like, you couldn't hire a real black woman, really?
Don't
Nope.
get me
Anywho,
wrong.
continue, Mick.
A lot of stuff has been replaced, but we're talking like wholesale removals of departments that are not completely replaceable by AI yet. But companies are just like, "Dang, do it now," So there's the problem. Robert Cooper, what did you think of my video?
Oh, well, no, Mick was going to say something else.
Oh, I was gonna say, for context, I'm terrified of Roombas. So
Wonderful.
If it doesn't have a soul, it's a no go for you, right?
I just no, I don't vibe with it. I'd rather do it myself.
Okay.
That's fair. I mean, I admit the only people I don't mind doing AI are you two because all these other companies can literally just kiss my black ass.
Mm-hmm.
You know, actually hire a person instead of trying to cheap your way out and give stock buybacks left and right. Communist Party, everybody. Just for you, Mark, I wanted to shout that one out because I was ready for you to drop it on me. But that was wild and crazy and absolutely fun to dunk on left and right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Jesse, you saw.
I mean,
go ahead. Sorry.
well, no, I was just going to say if we're going to get an entire album, are we getting an entire album of videos or just the one?
I need time, and that is very time consuming. What I did there, that was only 2 minutes. So
Oh, wow.
I want to do one. So the Religion Broadcasting Network, the album comes out in October. I want to do at least one video for that, for Pencil in My Eye, which golly knows what that's going to end up looking like. But I intend to do more videos. I just don't always have a lot of time before some person interrupts me with idle chit chat. So
Yeah, the creation part of it. I mean, I'm right there with you. Like I've just with podcasts themselves, I wanted to just all I want to do is cut still images and just a 3-minute video, still images from a comic, and it takes forever. It takes almost 2-3 hours or something like that. So there's a lot of time involved. How long did it take you, Mark?
I was like 3 hours to do that.
Was it 3 hours?
I
Okay.
believe
Yeah.
it.
Now some of it was me trying to learn how to use the program and find where things are. Like I didn't understand what I was doing at first, so I was repeating a lot of prompts. There were limitations to what it could do versus what I thought it could do. So, and then once I had everything, I had to stitch it all together. Then I had to actually edit it to the music. The processing takes time. That's what
Yeah.
The actual image creation and all of that takes a little bit of time, but what really slows things down is the amount of processing that has to happen for things you don't think about, like exporting it. Like that's time consuming, and then I have to repeat steps.
We're sitting here griping about the time that we got to put into it. We want that instant gratification when, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that shit would have took you like probably half a day to actually create, if not longer than that. Do you know
why
really?
We started broadcasting live? Because Sean initially didn't want me to do that. He wanted me to record and then upload later, but it used to take like 8 hours for a fucking YouTube video to upload.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So when we started broadcasting live, it was like, Sean, I don't have this kind of time. So now we go live, except for this show. It's less time now, but this still takes a good half an hour to 40 minutes to upload once we're done. It would help if we didn't do 3-hour shows, but still. All right, let's get into the album that we're going to talk about tonight. Paradise Lost. Ascension. Formed in 1988 in Halifax, West Yorkshire, Paradise Lost are a legend on metal's darker frontiers. In the early years, they carved out a signature sound rooted in death, doom, Slow, heavy riffs, growled vocals, bleak atmospheres. With their second album, Gothic, they expanded their doom blueprint. More melody, keyboards, and a gothic sense of grandeur, even female vocals. That record was pivotal. Many regard it as a foundation for what became known as gothic metal. Over the decades, Paradise Lost have been relentless, exploring synths, electronic textures, even more accessible rock moments, but always drifting back toward their heavier roots. Their most acclaimed era remains the mid-90s, Draconian Times, 1995 in particular, with its balance of soaring melody, melancholic atmosphere, and crushing heaviness. Crush 'em! Through many lineup shifts, mostly drummers, changing labels, and stylistic experimentation, the core of vocalist Nick Holmes, guitarist Gregor Mackintosh, and Aaron Eddy, and bassist Steven Edmondson has remained consistent. As of 2025, Paradise Lost sold over 2 million albums worldwide, just second to Fra Diablo. Just kidding. Their influence is huge. Bands across doom, gothic, even more extreme metal cite them. Their evolution has helped shape many of the darker atmospheric subgenres in heavy music. Robert Cooper, step up to the plate, son, and tell us about your love of Paradise Lost.
See, Paradise Lost. Funny thing, the album I listened to the most initially was their first album, because I find a lot of those early '90s death metal bands that pretty much shed all the death metal sound and ideology to be very fascinating. A lot of those bands, Tyrion's another one. They started as a death metal band, and they just went almost like a progressive, very operatic sound.
Therion got very progressive over time.
Yeah, Anathema's another one that they were initially a death metal band. They were actually part of the same label as Paradise Lost, and their stuff kind of just like with Tarion. They also went that way. Tiamat's another one that I love their death metal work, but they really shed that. So I always thought it was neat to listen to their first album, which I listened to all their albums in the past 3 days because I was like, oh, fuck. Well, I really should see how the sound evolves. And it was really interesting because by the time you hit that second album, Gothic, you can really start seeing how they started adding it started out more of like a doom atmosphere to the death metal sound. And then again, like the female vocals, it started getting a little bit more dour through the next couple. I think it was Icon, then Shades of God, and then Draconian Times was actually one of my favorites. I really enjoyed it. And then after that point, because they really had kind of shed the death metal growls and just pure clean vocals, which is funny for Icon, if I'm not mistaken. Nick Holmes hadn't quite figured out what he wanted to do. So he sounded very much like James Hetfield. Like his vocals sounded very reminiscent of him. And past that, once they kind of found more of that gothic tone, I think he kind of found his own voice, if you will. What's interesting though is those late '90s albums. Like you look at the cover, and you can just tell this is like a goth rock. There's pop production in some of it too, where you can just, if it was produced in a different way, it wouldn't quite be so obvious, but it feels like a late '90s, like gothic sort of electronic album. It's interesting. But what's funny is, I was also reading some of the interviews, is some of those early 2000s albums, like there's one where almost has more of a grunge sound, but it came out in like 2002. But again, more of a hard rock grunge sound, and the Nick Holmes was like, yeah, we were all on a lot of different like antidepressants and drugs and shit. So, yeah, because the album cover for I want to say it was Believe in Nothing, but I could be wrong. It's a bunch of bees.
Yeah,
it's a bunch of fucking bees.
Right.
Like it looks like they're all crowded around. Yeah, not the bees. And it looks like, I'm wondering if perhaps the image that they're looking for is like them all devouring another one, but it's not quite at that point. So, okay, it's just bees.
Even nothing.
Exactly. I like that. And then after like 2005, they started finding the heavier sound again. So it ended up kind of veering more towards metal. I think, 2012's Tragic Idol, I think, was awesome. That was actually the first album of theirs I heard because that was back when I used to write a heavy metal column. Yeah, called called the Hammer of Doom News Report. Yeah, so how I met I met that guy right there. Uh, and I remember listening to them in my and gave them like something like 40 something in my top 50. But that album was really good. Upon listening to it now, with the context of the previous albums, very much a return to that mid '90s sound. And then 2015 happened, where we get a sound very similar to what we have in this one. They've definitely added the death metal growls back in whole, and I kind of speculate. I could probably do some reading and find that answer, but Nick Holmes joined Bloodbath in 2014. Mike Ackerfeld's death metal supergroup that he was a part of, but he joined them as their vocalist. And I'm wondering if being in a death metal band maybe kind of, I guess maybe opened his eyes again to, oh, hey, you can create with those different types of vocals and still maintain sort of your own sound. So from 2015 on, they've had a lot more of the death metal growls mixed in with everything, and I love what they're doing. But anyway, I just ran my mouth a ton.
No, good, good.
Yeah, yeah,
What
it was nice.
I know that part of the answer to this question is you gave me a list, and this is what I like. But try harder. What was the reason you decided to pick this band and this album of all the things you could have picked for tonight?
Well, yeah, you gave me a list, and I felt that Paradise Lost was enough. I felt that it would be they're a great band, but I also felt that the album would be a pretty good crowd pleaser. I think there's enough of a lot. Like I know you've been a fan of sort of your gothic sound.
Yeah,
They
I've
still
been
do.
waiting patiently to say like this was bringing me back to my typo negative years.
Yeah, I was, and that's kind of what I was thinking. That, and especially as I was listening back to it these past couple days, I was like, "Ooh, Mark's gonna love the gothic stuff." Because, yeah, I thought there was enough in this album to really kind of please everybody around. Because some of the other ones that I was like, "Oh, that would be fun," but like prog metal, black metal, not really everybody's jam. So let's go with a really good band that we can talk a lot of history about, and then, yeah, we can talk about the album.
So real quick, Jesse, have you heard of Paradise Lost?
I think I've heard of them, but I've never like paid attention to any song that I probably accidentally listened to.
We
Go ahead.
we had them one year as one of the, like when we did like a year in review. I put one of their tracks in the listing if I'm not mistaken.
More
Oh,
than
really?
likely.
Okay. All right.
It was off Medusa. That's the purple album cover.
Yeah,
Anyway,
for a band that's had such a long history, I'm really surprised that I have not like ran across them and paid more attention to them. So, but yeah, man, from 1990 up until now, what a career! I mean, that is something else.
How about you, Mick? Any familiarity with the band?
Well, I was just thinking about what Jesse said. Like, I'm surprised that I haven't even heard of it consciously, at least enough to be able to be like, oh yeah, that's that band or whatever. So I went into it totally blind.
Okay. I think I've heard her out. I think I've heard the of the band before. I don't know how familiar I was with them. I tend, as Robert has pointed out, to shy away from Doom, just because it's a little too slow for me. But it's weird because like I like gothic metal, but straight Doom like Cathedral, I tend to shy away from. So I was tentative about this one, but I ended up really liking it. So let's. This is a video from this album. This is called Tyrants Serenade. So if you're wondering why I'm a little like slow on the upkeep tonight,
The Packers lost to the Browns. I understand.
yeah, it's also 10 o'clock. That's your bedtime.
So here's the deal. Our last two shows, I would just tell you how the sausage is made. I would have the YouTube videos like all like on tabs in the background, and
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was causing like a clicking. Like this used to be an old Spreaker problem where it felt like it wasn't processing fast enough, so you were getting like half a second drops in the sound, so it was very choppy.
Oh,
Sometimes it was a little bit longer, and I assume because I was using too much cache, too much memory on my computer, because I had too many tabs open. So I'm only opening up a YouTube tab one at a time to share it. Hopefully that solves this problem, or we're going to get more comments on the YouTube page going, please stop recording these in a closet. So this is my favorite track off of here. That's why I picked it. This is Paradise Lost, Tyrants Serenade.
Yeah, that's a good one.
yeah.
You didn't shoot for the 7-minute one.
Coward.
Guys, we're in the woods again.
Oh yeah, we are constantly in the woods. We're that dude's in a shed. Well, maybe the band's in a shed. I think they might want to spend some money on some insulation. It's gonna get cold.
You know, I think they spent it all on eyeliner in the late 90s.
This is
They
like the
haven't
same
played-
house. The same house that they started in 1990. They've done no improvements. It's just falling apart around them.
Part of me wants to go back now and look at their videos just to see.
Just see with the eyeliner.
Yeah, and see if it was
Eyeliner.
indeed the same house.
The eyeliner has definitely got that much better.
I
It's
think
so
they
good
just
you
got
can't
all
even
their
notice it.
geek up.
Yeah, you can hardly notice it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I do. One thing that I will probably talk about when I have my opportunity to speak about what I thought of the album is I love the vocals on this album.
Yes.
I think one of the things that it's not the same. They vary it up, keep it interesting. So Nick Holmes, you said, right? That's his name.
Yes.
Yeah, and there are going to be some Catatonia parallels.
Catatonia so much.
Yeah, I love them too, man. They're good stuff. But I feel like I know these guys have been around and probably Catatonia's come way after them. But
Well, I mean, not way after. Catatonia came out in 95 or 96, I think.
oh, was it? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So comparing something to like what we're hearing right now versus what was happening in those earlier albums. You talked about they brought in some female vocalists as well at some point. Is that right?
Yeah, I felt like to give it just a little more character.
Okay.
Kind of give it more of that gothic atmosphere, because nothing says the Gothic cathedral like women talking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But what's interesting, and I find this album especially, is almost like the best of both worlds. I just stopped myself from singing Hannah Montana for a second. That it really feels like they've done a really good job of embracing a lot of what worked from all their other albums. Maybe not quite as much of the almost dark wave sound that you got from your late 90s stuff, but it does a very good job of embracing that gothic atmosphere while still being, I think, heavy enough to work for your death metal crowd as well.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
So I really
There's
like
enough
this
of
song.
variety.
Sorry, I got a text message I had to deal with, but I really like this song. I didn't watch the video beforehand. I was listening to this album this morning while I was doing work on my computer, and this is the one that really jumped out at me. The whole album is good, and it probably deserves a little bit more of my attention. Deserves a little bit more of my attention and maybe a couple more listens. But I genuinely, on first pass, I enjoyed it. But this song in particular is definitely my speed. Because not everything has to be like thrashy Pantera speed. This one has a lot. This one has, for the kind of music that it is, that swing to it, and I like the vocals. Not quite Peter Steele, but that's okay. Not everything has to be.
It's
pretty good
super
stuff.
melodic.
Yeah, it's definitely very melodic. As opposed to as going with this video, Was that quick?
That's what she said.
Is that it?
That's over?
Ugh. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just going to say what's actually interesting and really surprised me on this album was there's a couple tracks on there that are faster, almost sort of a traditional. I mean, we're like your traditional or even a thrashing speed, which was just a nice surprise because I didn't see it coming.
All right, so I have a review here that I wrote, and then you guys can kind of give it your thoughts on the album at large. Paradise Lost Ascension is their 17th studio album, released September 19th, like our most contemporaneous review ever, 2025 on Nuclear Blast Records. It marks the band's first collection of brand new material since Obsidian in 2020, making this the longest gap between original albums in their entire career. It also carries the weight of transition. This is the final Paradise Lost record to feature drummer Guido Montanarini, who I think I saw wrestle at Juggalo Championship Wrestling, who parted ways with the parted ways with the band just months before the release. The album was produced by guitarist Gregor Mackintosh and mixed and mastered by Lawrence Mackrory, with recording sessions split between Black Planet Studios in East Yorkshire and studios in Sweden. IKEA is from Sweden. I like meatballs. For drums and vocals. The cover art uses The Chord of Death by George Frederic Watts, a late Victorian painting that mirrors the band's themes of mortality, despair, and the grandeur of the grave. Ascension runs 10 tracks, beginning with The Serpent on the Cross and moving through highlights like Tyrants Serenade, Lay a Wreath Upon the World, and the lead single, Silence Like the Grave. Other standouts include Savage Days, Deceivers, and the closer, The Precipice. Musically, the record leans into everything that has made Paradise Lost endure, crushing riffs, gothic melodies, and a palpable sense of fatalism, yet wrapped in a production that keeps the atmosphere sharp and the details audible. Critics have greeted Ascension warmly. Tuonela Magazine called it one of the strongest entries in the band's long catalog. Angry Metal Guy. Oh, Jesse, what does the Angry Metal Guy think? Well, the Angry Metal Guy praised its consistency, noting that there are no outright weak songs, even if Sirens doesn't shine as brightly as the rest. GhostCult, the best kind of cult, gave it a near-perfect rating, pointing to Nick Holmes' vocal delivery and the sheer heft of the rhythm section. Fans and writers alike agree that while the album doesn't radically reinvent Paradise Lost, it does refine what they've always done best, gothic doom that still sounds vital, nearly 4 decades into their career. Beyond the music itself, the record sits at an interesting moment in the band's history, coming after their Icon 30 anniversary and various side projects during the pandemic. Ascension feels like both a continuation and a summation. It doesn't chase trends or soften edges. Instead, it demonstrates that Paradise Lost remain committed to their identity, bleak, melodic, and unflinching, even as the lineup shifts and the years accumulate. In short, Ascension is less about the reinvention and more about the affirmation. It reminds the listener that Paradise Lost were among the first to forge this path, and even now they're still walking it with conviction. I'm walking in London, talking Italian, speaking with Jesse. Jesse, talk to me. What'd you think of this album?
I liked it. Yeah, I'm right there with you. This had a I do like Doom. I don't seek it out. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it. I was just looking it up because this album reminded me of an artist that we covered a while back, and I found it here. I think A Pale Horse Named Death. That was, you remember the oh my goodness, I cannot remember the name of that album now for the life of me. I had it in front of me. When the World Becomes Undone, that's what it was. So I think we covered that back in 2019, maybe. Anyway, loved it. As far as, man, this is probably the best time to, I guess, dip my toe into Paradise Lost, because it sounds like this album is a conglomeration of everything that's made him good. So I'm glad for that. My favorite song on here was, let me grab the track list here real quick, get back to it. And again, this album varies, so there's probably going to be something, even if you're not a Doom fan, there might be something on here that you kind of enjoy because it may have elements of something else. And I felt like there was one song that kind of leaned toward Judas Priest for a second. I just it evoked that to me, and that isn't very common throughout these tracks. That one track stood out to me, and I was like, wow, that feels like but Silence Like the Grave, which I believe was their single, and that one was probably my favorite off of here. I really did enjoy that. I didn't get a chance to jump into the bonus tracks. There's 2 bonus tracks on here, and I was listening to this really late in the day, so I wasn't able to get to those. This Stark Town and A Life Unknown, so I really don't know if those ones are really stand out or not, but I could tell you as for the other 10 tracks on this, we got, like I said, we had a 7-minute song. This top of this album is pretty time heavy. 6 minutes to open it up, 4 minutes, and then a 7-minute song, and they don't drag on. Sometimes when you get some doom, those songs can be repetitive and slow and boring. That did not come across at all here for Paradise Lost's Ascension. So thumbs up for me. I really did enjoy this. I am curious as to some of their back catalog now, and I know I'll be listening to this album again here later this year.
Absolutely. Mick, what are your thoughts on the album?
I guess what I'm learning is if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because I'm actually like from this album and what Coop was talking about, it makes me curious about listening to the other albums. I was not expecting such a gothic sound. Like, I don't know what I was expecting because going into this blind, but I really enjoyed it because I also felt the Typo Negative vibe. Yeah. But I wanted to address something that Jesse said, that one of the songs felt like Judas Priest. I couldn't tell. It sounded like the song Fear of the Dark. Which yeah.
Okay.
But either way, I can't remember which title it was because I've been listening to it while driving to work, so I'm not really paying attention to the titles while I'm doing it. But honestly, I would say This Stark Town was probably my favorite out of all of them. I really enjoyed it. I like it a lot. And the name of the guy sounds familiar. You said Nick Holt? Or
Holmes? No, Nick Holmes. Nick Holt's an actor.
Yeah. Because I wonder if he did a collab with another goth band that I've listened to, Lord of the Lost, but I don't know.
All right, I'll give you the last word here, Cooper.
Hey, that's me. Yeah, so I was about to look up the track list because I was listening to this. I actually just finished this album right before I got on here because yeah, I've been listening to them all for 3 days now. So, yeah, the song titles kind of run together after a while. But, anywho, the album itself, again, I feel like it does a good job of taking the bits and pieces throughout their 30-plus year history and kind of highlighting what made them work in the first place. It's still fantastic. Like, I didn't get to listen to all of those middle albums because I literally ran out of time. So I didn't get to listen to every track from like the late 90s and the mid 2000s ones. But even so, it makes me want to go back and listen to that just to kind of see, because there's a lot of this band to really, really enjoy. It's also kind of funny that they've been around. Everybody but the drummer's been around since 1990. And the drummer, if I'm not mistaken, that they just got in is one of their old drummers too. So it's
wow,
I mean, it's great. Yeah.
You don't see that. You don't see that very often. I mean, bands that stick together for that long, or that's solid entry into the staying power of everybody at least coming together and creating something. So that's awesome.
Yeah. And what was interesting too is I was reading about Gothic 30 or Icon 30, not Gothic. Because what they did is they pulled a Taylor Swift and re-recorded it themselves so they can own the masters. Nice. Yeah, that's exactly what they did. What I found interesting though is I went listening to Icon 30 in comparison to the original. I did prefer the original just because, I mean, I'm listening to an album from the early 90s and the production matched that very well. The modern production, it sounded great, but admit I did like sort of that, some of that dirt and grime that you get with the older production. I felt it fit the gothic atmosphere very well. But yeah, this album itself is probably one of my favorites I've listened to this year so far. For me, actually, the opener, "Serpent on the Cross," fantastic. I thought it does a again, just like I've been saying, does a great job of tying everything together. Um, Though also when we were you mentioned Catatonia, that's another band that started out as like a black. Actually, it was more of a black than a death metal, but yeah, they were a very extreme metal band that went towards goth and doom as they went on.
Are they Woods of Ypres? Is that the same group?
Woods of Ypres?
Yeah.
Oh, on the shirt. What are you talking about?
No, I can't remember if Woods of Ypres were a band or the name of a Metaconia album.
Oh, no. So they're the band. And then
Metatonia?
Throssenblatt's the one that did.
Okay.
They did Metacthonia. Now, David Gold, the guy from Woods of Ypres, who passed away, he was their drummer for the first EP. But
that joke may be older than Mick herself.
Yeah, it is. Metacthonia. Metacthonia? I still remember driving down the road on the way to karaoke doing that podcast and still mispronouncing it the entire way.
Oh, man. That's good stuff.
Good times. All right. Are we ready to move on here? Cooper, I'm going to stick with you and introduce your first non-band related album that we're talking about tonight, video. You wanted me to play At the Gates, Blinded by Fear. Why don't you talk about it real quick?
Well, it was a choice between two of them. The other one I'll go. The other band is a really good doom band, but I'll leave them because At the Gates, their singer Thomas Lindberg actually passed away. I think this past week. He had unfortunately he had the big C. He had the cancer.
Aww.
So yeah, and I guess I can say on the bright side is he got treatment at a certain point and felt good enough to record vocals for one last album. So he'll at least have one more posthumously coming out. But I mean, At the Gates, they've been one of my favorite melodic death metal bands. Very much like when you listen to, especially this song, you'll see. I think that At the Gates sound is very indicative of the metalcore that came out later. Like Hatebreed's a little more hardcore, but definitely like your Killswitch Engage, All That Remains, Under Oath. You'll see it's a heavier version of that, but this one's quick and dirty. So I think we'll enjoy it.
What's the over/under on where we're going to start at? Are we going to be in the woods?
No, there's no woods this time. We're at another one of our favorite venues.
All right.
We're in a warehouse.
How'd you know, Mark?
All right.
All right. This is
Warehouse.
Blinded by Fear by At the Gates.
It's a tunnel.
Yeah.
Secret tunnel.
Crank it up, Mark.
Yeah, they're doing something.
We got some spoken word stuff going on here. Okay.
I'll be right back.
When did this come out, Coop?
I want to say it was 94.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I was going to say I'm feeling the 90s on this one. Might be
95. That was Slaughter of the Soul was this album.
All right.
The overall filter screws the 90s.
Yes, definitely. It looks like one of the video game commercials.
Yeah.
and the white guy with dreadlocks.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Actually, no, it's not dreads. He's got it more braided.
They are braids. I was going to say, I saw some braids there.
Yeah, I think it's braids. I don't think it's dreads that go all the way to the top.
Because he's got some chopped layers. I like how we picked to talk about this guy's hair instead of...
It's actually what I noticed when I brought up the video. I was like, oh, he's got the braids going on. All right.
Oh, we are definitely in the Sparks factory, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
It's the Sparks factory.
I thought maybe it was one of the guitarists, but then I think it might be a sexy lady with sparks. So I don't know.
I can't tell. I just see a bunch of sparks. So
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try to look at the. I'll use my male gaze.
All right, you do that. Turn it on.
That's totally that's a woman. That is a woman.
That's a sexy.
There we go. Okay, I'm not crazy. I was like, all right, I don't think these guys are that attractive, but let's make sure.
She's got short hair, so I guess from a glance,
well, they all have long hair.
We are in the Sparks factory, Mark.
Oh, wonderful. Is Metal Church there with Mix-a-Lot?
Metal Church is in the other side of the factory, currently recording.
Yeah.
Walk this way.
And talking this way. You know what's funny is I thought, for the longest time, I thought this song was in Guitar Hero, and upon searching today, I was wrong. I know. And here I thought I knew every song in all the Guitar Heroes. I'm a fake fan. Fucking poser.
Fake. God.
There was what's funny is I went through a lot of their videos because they've got some newer ones that were actually interesting. But I felt like this one, the sound was this was their album that everybody fucking sneezes their jeans over. It's very fast, very heavy. If I were a wrestler with walkout music, I'd have to go with some At the Gates. What's funny is I found a video from their first album, which was what year was that? I've got it on the other screen. Oh, it was in 92, and somebody actually uploaded a video from that album, like the official video, their single, and I was like, man, this is some low rent 90s stuff, and I am here for it. Like it's a bunch of stuff of them playing, but it also has a lot of like cutaways to them just walking through walking in entrances constantly.
Yep.
I wonder if they're walking through exits only though.
Oh. I only know one band that could do that.
Oh yeah? Well, who would that be?
I can't remember now.
It was Philip H. Anselmo in the Illegals.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Because between that and then the other one was what was it? Because we kept making fun of it. So, that's right. Yeah, we just kept throwing it.
Was it rolling down the hill in a garbage can is a virtue?
Yes, it was choosing something as a virtue.
Right.
I think I was choosing anger as a virtue or something, and we just dunked on it the entire fucking time.
Cooking bacon in the kitchen naked is a virtue.
It's a virtue. I mean, hey, if you can handle the burns on your dog, you deserve it. That is virtuous.
So one of my favorite things to watch on TikTok is like black guys reacting to metal. This actually, this is like a whole other segment. So let me stop myself because this is a conversation and I need an extra segment. So I'm gonna pause. Well, no, wait.
Okay, but we're gonna put a pin in it.
No, wait, no. Yes, I'm good. So my favorite thing, Mick, is black guys who are reacting to non-church black culture. Because what I'm noticing following these guys on TikTok and other places in social media is just how, and it's weird because I don't have this experience. I kind of, and I think we all to one degree or another have kind of had a foot in different cultures. But there's a certain group of like contemporary black people who apparently only grew up in the black church, and that's the only culture they've ever experienced. Like they don't.
Oh Lord!
So this guy Cam J, like his whole TikTok thing is he started out as certified bangers made by white people reacting for the first time, and so it would be anything from like the Bee Gees to, Def Leppard or Green Day or whatever, and it's like, and people like, how could you have never heard these songs before? And like he's heard them in movies, but he did an entire TikTok kind of explaining that. In the house he grew up in, his parents only played a certain kind of music. Everything else was not allowed. So he got into adulthood and he'd like never heard anything outside of this one very specifically defined culture. And everyone's like, "You're full of shit." And he's like, "I'm really not though. I'm kind of culturally sheltered. That's the point of my content."
I'm throwing this out here just to support that because I have a friend of mine at work who grew up in a household that was, I was playing stuff while we were working together. We were on a Zoom call or whatever. And he had never heard a song I had playing in the background that I know millions of people had heard. And it's exactly the reason why. He was a young black man who grew up in in a house that just did not allow that. And he's like, this, I don't really listen to I think was it secular or non-secular music. I cannot remember the word that he used, but
God.
I was
it would be non-secular if he were a church.
Thank you. I couldn't. So anyway, yes, to support your point, that happens, and it happened to me. So go ahead.
So the thing is, like, while he might be somewhat of an extreme version, there's a slew of black guys out there who have never, it's so funny. Not to beat this particular subject to death, but that line, Jesse, from season, I think it's 3 of The Wire, where Kenny goes on the drug run and they leave Baltimore and he can't get the radio station anymore. He was like, what happened to the radio? He's like, we're leaving, we're leaving Baltimore. Radio's different everywhere you go. And he's just like, what? First thing Kenny says is, well, why would anyone leave Baltimore? And we talked, when we did the season 3 review, we talked about how, like, provincial some people can be. Yeah. Like, their whole life, their whole cultural experience is about a block long.
Yeah.
When I worked with kids at a group home, and I remember like playing the Dope cover of Fuck the Police, and the kid goes, they copied, and I went, no, it's called a cover. That's a thing people do. And he was like, no, they copied Bone Thugs and Harmony. And I went, all right, first of all, that's not who did this originally. And he's arguing with me. It's like, but it is.
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
My favorite was the half an idiot white kid in the group who insisted that, like, Cisco's beat creation was more creative and creatively intensive than Styx's guitar playing, of which he referred to it as bullshit music. And I was like, oh boy. So my point is, like, there's an entire, like, part of our culture that has just never experienced anything outside of what they grew up with. So now they're on the internet and their whole thing is, like, reacting to stuff that for us we've known about for years. And the reactions that some of these guys, I forget exactly, like, what you guys said that made me think of this, but, like, I've seen these guys react to, like, Metallica, you know, and in seeing like, it's hard to imagine somebody who doesn't know who Metallica is. My God, the Black Album is still one of the best-selling albums ever in the history of music. And somehow, like, this group of black kids missed it. And so it's like Enter Sandman has to be one of the most popular Metallica songs, if not one of the more popular songs in the world, right? Everybody knows Enter Sandman except, like, 10 black kids. So listening, it's great fun to watch people experience something you love for the first time through their eyes. It's kind of like having kids. I've seen, there was a couple of different things that I saw where the reactions to it. I don't know. Have you guys, like, come across this in your social media consuming, like, the young black guys experiencing, white culture for the first time?
Yeah, I get a lot of, like, a mixture of, like, the metal videos, but also musical theater that's predominantly watched by white people. And their mind is blown every single time. They're, like, gripping the chairs. They're like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Watching somebody who grew up in a strict church household experience Marilyn Manson for the first time.
Oh my God.
like sitting and watching a horror movie with some, like, oh, my stars and garnets.
My purse.
I actually had a couple months ago, I walked in blasting some Black Sabbath in the break room at work because, of course, I'm that person. And one of my coworkers, because I work in a predominantly black store, so she's like, what's that? I'm like, Black Sabbath. She's like, I have no idea who that is. And I was like, no shit. I was like, all right. So I played, like, Iron Man or something. And she's like, oh, okay, I've heard that at, like, a sports venue or something. But it's like, yeah, I think most of the songs that I've listened to, you've only heard at a sports venue. That's okay, though. Like, it's just funny to me because, I mean, and there's sometimes, like, I'm sure it can go the other way around. There's lots of 80s R&B that I am woefully unaware of. Same with the 90s probably too. Like most of that I know from comes from random things I've experienced that have it in the soundtrack.
I would not expect the vast majority of young black people to have heard of Anal Cunt.
No,
However,
absolutely not.
Why not?
However, so like I don't think we should be chided for not knowing like the nooks and crannies of certain kinds of black music. Like, not everyone's going to know everything, but there are certain things that rise to the level of kind of universal knowledge, and I think that's what people sometimes adversely react to with some of these guys is, how have you not heard of Metallica? Everyone's heard of Metallica. If you live, playing a didgeridoo out in the bush, you've heard of Metallica. Metallica played everywhere for years.
I think the other side of it is like some of the kids, even though they might be chronically online, might not realize certain bands. Like I had someone I work with say that they didn't know who Leonard Skinner was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do.
Blew my mind. And I'm like, yeah, because I was wearing a shirt. That's why we started talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, there's no way that you haven't. And I start going through songs. And it's like,
Yeah.
Well, it's and I'm picking specifically at like 20 to 30-year-old like black men, because that's what's coming across my feed. What used to come across my feed was kids, but I understand that. Like, why would kids know any of this stuff unless you went out of your way to show it to them? And not a lot of parents are like me that are willing to play, fucked with an anchor to an 11-year-old. So, there's a lot of parents out there just like, maybe wait till you're a little older to listen to some of this heavy stuff. That was always a Jeff Foxworthy joke. I mean, he was just like, 1 minute you're blasting Led Zeppelin, the next minute you're in the car with your kids going, hey, diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle.
He's not wrong, though. It was funny with the one time I had a kid, when I wasn't here. I had that girl. I had her listening to fucking power metal with me the whole car ride.
oh yeah.
She loved Blind Guardian and Primal Fear. Like you got to start them early.
Indeed.
That's right.
Because as my children will tell you, for the last at least 3 years now, the Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
Oh, geez.
They're not, because the Wu-Tang's for the children.
That is correct.
That's correct.
Speaking of Wu-Tang for the children, anything else about this, Jesse, before I move on?
No, let's move on.
All right. Good. I invented a segment that we needed. Now that we've had that segment break, Nick, why don't you tell us about your video?
So when I pick these videos, I try to go like at least loosely on the vibe of whatever we've been talking about. And when I was listening to this album that we talked about today from Paradise Lost, I thought of a lot of like, there's some religious undertones, but a lot of bands that have religious undertones they rock. And so I picked Powerwolf because they are Christian.
Fucking love Powerwolf.
I really like Rotting Christ, but all their songs are like 10 minutes long, and I was not about to do that.
Rotting Christ isn't all 10 minutes long. Trust me, I know of them.
Well, they also don't have a lot of videos.
No, I also don't think Mark would like black metal very much.
No,
he likes to keep his blackness to kids reacting.
Okay, so real quick, Nick, why We Drink Your Blood in particular?
I had the funnest video. That wasn't just them sitting in a warehouse playing the song.
Running around the drum set. All right, here we go. This is Powerwolf. We Drink Your Blood. Delicious.
It's a little salty, I think.
You got to get your iron in.
Is that why I date women with iron deficiencies?
They're easier to catch.
Oh, I was just yeah. I like your answer better. It's more PC.
Well, we are definitely not in the forest.
Or a warehouse.
Wait, we don't know that.
Yeah, you walk outside this church.
We're in a church in the forest.
I think for like a Fra Diablo video idea, I want them to wander around the forest trying to find something to put their instruments into.
Yes.
That is hilarious.
Do it.
Let me tell you.
I can't.
You might get me to go to church if these guys were playing.
How can we
I couldn't tell.
I don't know if they officially count themselves as Christian metal, but I think they're on that list.
I thought they were very much not.
I gotta look this up.
I thought they were very much the other way.
The other way? A meeting of, like, church leadership going, how can we get people back in the church? Have you tried corpse paint?
Their corpse paint, I wasn't sure if they had actual beards or if those were drawn on like eyebrows.
Oh, man. You remember the attendance? Oh, well, in our church, we had the attendance thing up at the top. You know, it kind of told you how many people were there. Could you imagine, like, the numbers you ran out of because Powerwolf came to the church? You would not be able to count. You run out of numbers. You run out of numbers to throw them at the top. I mean, you got to save some numbers for the hymns. So
just like those, they're not Christian, but
they
use Christian themes and imagery as irony and satire.
Okay.
Yeah, I very much was like, I remember Sanctified with Dynamite, and I'm like, I don't think that was a Christian song. I think it's they like the regalia, the iconography.
Yeah.
Very recognizable and easy to parody. I would love to see them live. I bet you they put on a hell of a show.
That would be awesome.
Confusing Power Trip with Powerwolf.
Power Trip?
That's a big difference.
Yeah, the dude from Cypress Hill, right? Is the lead singer of Power. Is that, or am I thinking of something different?
What?
Hang on.
What was the dude from? Okay, so not Be Real. Be Real.
No, because now I might be confusing a lot of different bands.
Power Trip is like almost like a crossover style death metal band.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking of. So so the Cypress Hill. I know which one you're thinking of, Jesse.
What was it called? Power Flow.
Power Flow, yeah.
Oh, the only time I've heard of Power Flow is when I'm selling toilets.
So Power Flow consisted of Send Dog.
Send Dog, there it is. Okay, yeah. It was oh my goodness, Prophets of Rage.
Members of Cypress Hill and fucking Biohazard.
Prophets of Rage happens, and then Sin Dog is like, wait, I got to get in on this action. And he finds Biohazard, and he's like, okay, we're going to do Power Flow.
That was a total, like, what about me, boss?
Right, dude. Where you going? What are you doing over there? All right, I'm doing that.
It was like, Prophets of Rage? Here's what we can do. Like, hey, sit down, shut up. All right.
Yeah. That was a cool song, by the way.
Fun stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Now we can move on with the show. Today in metal. Today is September 21st of the year of our Lord 2025. Here are some anniversaries and notable historical moments for today. Phil Filthy, spelled with a PH, Animal, Taylor of Motorhead, was born on September 21st, 1955, and he passed away November 11th, 2015.
Oh.
Raymond Boys Burrell of Bad Company and King Crimson died on September 21st of 2006. Marcus Grosskopf of Halloween turned 60 today. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday
to me. Yes. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear Marcus.
Marcus.
Friend. Happy birthday to you. Bob Harris of the band Axe turned 74. Fucking boomers.
I don't know that band.
All right. Album release anniversaries. Vagabonds of the Western World by Thin Lizzy celebrated its 52nd anniversary. Dream Police by Cheap Trick celebrated its 46th anniversary. Came out in 1979. The Razor's Edge by AC/DC celebrated its 35th birthday and came out in 1990.
Wow. Hell of an album.
Face the Heat by the Scorpions, 1993. 32 years old.
Okay.
Were Scorpions any good by then?
Yeah, that's a good question.
What to watch coming up? The release schedule is still packed for metal, hard rock in 2025. Several albums and EPs have dropped recently or are imminent. Let's see what's coming out in the near future.
Oh, I'm actually excited about some. 1914 has a new album coming out. I think they're finally getting out of World War I songs, guys.
Come on.
Hooray!
Yeah, I think they've made it to 1917 this time.
What?
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
So, coming out at the end of this week, coming up, the 26th, there's a new Amorphous, Dying Wish, Mors Principum Est, Paradox, Peeling Flesh, Precedent, Rage, Revocation, and Wintersong.
Ooh, Winter Sword.
And then coming out on October 3rd, we've got Author and Punisher, who I believe worked on the new Wolverine book. Hooded Menace, the Michael Schenker Group, Orbit Culture, Solence. Today is the day. Oh, Vernon Reed of Living Color has a solo album out.
Oh, all right.
Everybody in Living Color is 100 years old.
But you can't tell because black don't crack.
This is true. However, they have very, very gray hair. And then Vimic. And then on October 10th, new Incubus, Eternal Bleeding, a new John 5 album, Nils Patrick Johansson, Sang with Sugarbog. Hey, there's a new Testament out. Oh
Yay.
my god. And a new Warrant. Oh, this is the German speed metal band, not like the hair metal band.
Oh.
Yeah, probably the better of the two.
Yeah. Yeah.
October 17th, there's a lot of good shit here. For the first time in God knows how long, there's a new Biohazard out, which we will be talking about. That is, I think I decided that was this year's Christmas album.
Nice.
Okay.
We're gonna spend our Christmas with Biohazard. Battle Beast, they've got a new album out.
Okay.
Karash Angren, Coroner, Evoking, Extortionist, Internal Bleeding, Sabaton, as you pointed out before, Tombs, and Wretched. And then we move on to October 24th. We've got the Acacia Strain, Adept Conjure. Five Finger Death Punch has a Best of Volume 2 compilation coming out.
Yeah.
Best of my hat.
9 Treasures, Ronnie Romero, Serenia Telly, Surge from System of a Down. Looks like he's got it.
Oh, so
he's got a solo album. It's a compilation album of covers, collaborations, and collages.
That one might be fun.
Neato.
Yeah.
I just remembered something that I should have brought up like way at the beginning. Too bad we're past it, but regardless, I'm bringing it up now. So took my daughter back to school and she came back home for a couple weeks. Let's try it again. A couple weeks later. And as she's sitting at the house, Limp Bizkit's My Generation comes on. We're watching videos, which, by the way, there's a whole conversation to be had about how kids didn't understand that music videos were a thing. Like, you just sat around and watched this on TV.
Yes.
Hours. Yes, we did. We waited for that one video on TRL to pop up. You know, that was but anyway, so she's listening to this and she's like, I'm really starting to like this stuff. I think I played Dracula last time when we had I think that was one of my videos if I remember correctly. But anyway,
I don't know, but it probably got cut from the
I think it got cut.
Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore.
I love playing what video will get cut tonight.
so she's listening to this stuff and she's like, what kind of music is this? And I said, well, this is some new metal. And she was like, I think I like this. She's like finding all sorts of artists. And what I thought was crazy and why I bring this up is that I had this like revelation that she is listening to music that I was listening to when I went to college, when she goes to college, which is crazy to think that she's actually, which would be like me listening to shit from back in the 60s, which would never happen. In 1997, not a fucking way.
Can we talk about so this is as good a time to bring this up as any. And I'm talking to you, Jesse, but
me,
Robert and Mick can play too. You guys aren't Alexis.
Thanks, Dad.
You guys aren't Alexis. I'm not going to exclude you. Listen.
What the hell? What did Alexis do? Damn.
Don't get him started. Just please continue, Mark.
I haven't paid any attention.
Do a whole podcast on it and then make a song about it. Jesse.
All right.
Can we talk about exercises and masturbation for just a moment?
Oh.
Here's the thing. It goes all the way back to Fra Diablo, as all things must do.
What?
I have not listened unless I'm in the car with Erica, who has little patience for much else. Unless I'm in the car with Erica and we have on a blend, like a Spotify blend of her playlist and my playlist. when I am in the car, if I'm not listening to a podcast, if I want to listen to music, outside of today, just because we had to listen to the album for the podcast, I have not listened to a single album I didn't prompt. Every morning that I have my kids, and I have them every other week, I get in the car and I put on a Fra Diavolo song. A Fra Diavolo song. I'm Fra Diavolo. I'm playing. I went from I'm going to listen to only podcasts that I am on to no, I'm only going to listen to music I made.
Oh my God.
This should be a segment at some point.
This is Therapist Monthly, maybe. We're gonna diagnose that one, Big Marky.
Hear me out. No. I got you, Jesse. I want to get run to the spotlight and set you up for this.
Okay.
But give me that moment.
Go for it.
Because you and I have been talking for over a year now on sessions about curated personal content. Like, I have mentioned it many, many times. It's a Rattledge University book, The Long Tail. The Long Tail essentially talks about, like, siloing and distribution. So, 50 years ago, not a lot of distribution channels for different kinds of content. So, for example, music, you had the radio and you had, MTV. Like, if you went to the store, you bought albums. That's how we owned music. That's how we listened to music. You discovered music by going to clubs, listening to the radio, watching video programming, and you were like, oh, I hadn't heard that there's a new thing out now, and we're going to play it for you now. And oh, my goodness, I love it to death. I'm going to run to Sam Goody because Goody got it. And I'm going to buy the album. And that was music for the vast majority of its capitalistic existence. And then AI becomes available to people like me and Jesse. And we go, well, I like music. I'm creative. I think I can make music, but I have caveman hands and I can't play an instrument. So I'm gonna use artificial intelligence to make music that I like. And a year later, it's the only thing I'll listen to. Is music I made for myself. We are at the ass end of the long tail of, like, if it starts here with little to no other distribution, everyone's silent into like a very small place. We're now at the ass end of the long tail where there's nobody but me and like my girlfriend who listens to it to patronize me and my kids by force. Jesse.
Oh,
Jesse,
man.
you beat me to this particular point in masturbatory culture, where I'm only making things for myself to enjoy, and if anyone else enjoys it, great too. But I have given up on the outside world, and I only make stuff for myself to enjoy.
Yeah, well, and I think that people who are anti-AI, I get it. Like, when it comes to especially creating.
Yeah, we really did like a fucking East-West Sean Hannity and Combs. Like,
we did.
He on one side, the whippersnappers on the other.
But there's no denying what it is doing to the consumption of music now.
Yeah,
because Mark just told you a situation in which he is now questioning. I mean, at some point, he may come to a realization that I don't need Spotify anymore because I enjoy the tunes that I'm creating. And not only that, but there are that many more out there. If you want to venture into the Sunoverse and find a song that may actually tickle your fancy that somebody generated, if you're enjoying your own stuff, you might find somebody else's stuff, and that's all free. Well, let's try it again. It is all free. My understanding, you could listen to everybody else's songs. Creating is a different story because you do have to pay a little bit of money if you want to have so many generations. But regardless, listening is free, because it's all, So the consumption of music has definitely changed, and I reached a point where I was like, I don't listen to Spotify very often because I'm enjoying what I've created, and at first it was really, you can tell. Now it's getting to a point where you can't. I mean, you cannot, if you can one shot a song, give it a prompt, if you want to give it lyrics, great. I'll tell you what I'm using it for right now. I have over 250 instrumental tracks that I just throw on and like read comics to, like just let it play. And it's just all background music, and it's nothing that sounds robotic or AI. It sounds good. It's passable, and it's 30 seconds to generate a 5-minute song. I mean, that's how quick it is. So yeah, the consumption of music is definitely going to change at some point. And yes, my kids, it gives me incredible joy to walk upstairs and hear Colton going, chicken patty price. That's shit I made up.
Oh, you haven't lived until my daughter, who is a lot like Mick. You guys are very close in age. She's 14. You're like 15. And she's like, I conceptually, philosophically, do not like AI. However, I would be lying if I told you your shit wasn't catchy.
Yeah.
And I sing it to myself regardless. And I'm not kidding when, like, without prompting by me, without even having it on, she walks out to the car going, poop in a bag, poop in a bag. An exercise in jerking somebody else off is me covering one of Jesse's songs.
Yeah, you could. Look at the Coop over there.
All right, and now the against argument. Coop?
Oh, I get first? Oh,
Yeah.
boy. Oh, I'm arguing.
Please address the jury.
I'm trying to figure out how to word it in a diplomatic way.
We're friends here. What do you?
No, man.
Listen,
I guarantee you,
unless you're wishing death on somebody or saying the world would be better off without a guy who had just died and left his kids, without a parent, you'll find there's nothing you can say that's going.
Oh God, have y'all gotten that before? Been like, Jesus, you should off yourself. But I don't know. It's one of those things. Like I know y'all have made albums, and it's fun. I don't know. I just also find. I guess you can go back to the idea of what is creativity, what is movie, what is film, what is art. Is it not just repeating what somebody else has already done and just regurgitating it in a way, which is true. But I don't know. Like it just bugs me because, for example, I wrote a poem about Mark shitting his pants, and I was quite proud of that.
Hang on, I want to object to your line of arguing by only saying the following, and then I will go back to my desk and sit down.
Okay, you may proceed.
You're supposed to be arguing for communists and the proletariat. Any argument you make at this point is for corporatism. At this point, we've switched sides because I'm arguing that art should be distributed amongst the proletariat and not owned by corporations. And there's only one argument that makes what you're saying make any sense, and that is corporations should own everything. The proletariat should not have access to the creation of art.
I feel you're twisting my words wholly. I do not believe that.
Welcome to the court of rattleage. Go on.
Yeah, that's some bullshit. Now I'm pissed off. All right.
All right, here we go.
So I think that is total hog shit because what's going to happen is some corporation's going to buy the shit that you made. They're going to own it. Congratulations, terms and conditions. Now, yes, it is making it a lot easier for people who would otherwise not have the ability to, let's say, learn an instrument, buy an instrument, what have you. It makes it to where they can create art in a way that they wouldn't previously. Yes. But also the people that took the fucking time to learn how to play those instruments, who have the talent to make art, who can write, who can direct, you're not going to fucking need them. What you're going to get is our asses are going to be in the fucking mines while computers create the art. That's where we're heading 100 years from now, because just like y'all said, like you can create your own music. That's great. Eventually, I know, doom and gloom, fucking T-1000 Skynet, kill me.
Yeah, if your argument is we should be resisting Skynet, I want you to know Jesse and I have already joined Skynet's side.
I know. That's why I stay friends with you.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things that I feel like, I don't know. I guess, for example, like I mentioned, I wrote a whole poem about you shitting your pants. I wrote that.
You did.
A computer did not write that.
That's correct.
But you can put that prompt into a computer and spit it out within 30 seconds. Essentially, even what we're doing right now, doing a podcast, is now on a ticking clock. It's just going to be, we're going to end up dead internet theory. It's going to be AI making shit for AI. And we're all going to be working in the mines.
Have you heard, just throwing this out here, have you heard like the Notebook LM generated podcasts?
Oh, God. I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, yeah.
I was, fuck me.
Dude, within... Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If you Jesse, please tell the sweet summer child Mick about the Notebook LM LLM podcasts.
Well, okay. So, have you guys ever used Notebook LM? I guess that's where I'll start.
I don't know what it is.
Okay.
I have no idea.
So, imagine like an AI that you throw sources into, which would be like YouTube videos or links to websites. And the free version, you can get up to 50 sources. Okay. So, let's say you want to hear Jim Cornette's Omnibus on.
Oh, God.
Okay. So,
yeah.
Actually, let me tell you I want to give you a real world example here that I just did over the past week.
Okay.
I took an MP3 of what an audio diary entry that I made. It was like maybe a 20-minute 20-minute recording of me talking about my day going to work. So I'm going to work and I'm bitching about everything that happened over the weekend. I took that MP3 and I put it in a Notebook LM and then hit generate podcast. It generates two people talking about that source of information and it makes a podcast about it. Now, I would be lying if I told you that I did not find it fascinating and so entertaining to hear two AI people talk about how I was upset the night before because my daughter was sick. And that's what caused me to yell at the bus while the recording was going on. It's crazy. I was just going to say, yeah, if you get a chance, check out Notebook LM, just because if you want to learn something, it's a great way to learn something. You guys know that there's an educational aspect to podcasts, right? So if you wanted to learn something,
yes,
you could take...
We're super educational here. What are you talking about?
Yes. But let's say you take 6 websites of something that you want to learn that all have, talking about particle physics or something. Throw that into Notebook LM, hit generate podcast, and then, listen to something. But okay, Mick has her hand raised.
Mick.
How about you just read the sources yourself?
That's going to take too much fucking time.
Yeah, there it is.
I'm on my way to work. If you're
actually curious about it, read it yourself.
I'm on my way to work. I get that. But if I'm on my way to work and I want to learn about particle physics, I'd rather hear two people talking about what it is than sit there and have to read 50 sources.
I would like to join in on that argument by saying the following. As somebody who studies educational theory, there are different educational learning styles. Not everybody learns by reading, and so hearing two people talking about the subject matter...
But there's plenty of videos.
A viable way of learning something than reading it.
There are no podcasts about my experiences 15 years ago on my commute to work.
About a year ago, I was.
What point are we just jerking each other off?
I believe that's where we started.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yes.
2 things. About a year ago, when I was wrapping up uploading all of the Blog Talk Radio Metal Hammer of Dooms onto W2M, I got to our last one before we did the big switch.
Oh, God.
Which was Iron Reagan.
Fucking love that band.
What was fun, Mick, about the Iron Reagan Metal Hammer of Doom review was the story I told about the time I had Taco Bell and I could not make it to the bathroom fast enough. And I ran to my toilet in my 1-bedroom apartment, did not make a sufficient seal on the toilet bowl and proceeded to backdraft all over the toilet and the bathroom wall, to which I said, "Oh, look, it's the bathroom from Desperado."
It was bad.
I told this story in graphic, vascular detail on the podcast because I have no shame. I put that into Notebook LM. And I don't remember why exactly I did this, but I had the AI podcast, talk about our review. And I don't think I gave it specific instructions. I just said, just tell me how good a review this is or bad it is. And they were like, these guys barely talk about the album. However, they did spend an inordinate amount of time talking in graphic detail about one of the hosts defecating all over his bathroom. And it's a guy and a woman, and the woman's like, "Oh, stop having dementia."
Very good.
I tears coming straight from my fucking eyes. I was laughing so hard. Oh, it's just the best. Anyway, I'm gonna let Mick have the closing remarks on our debate here over enjoying self AI created art versus traditionally listening to human created art.
I'm not making the switch. I'm only gonna listen to what I have to support you whenever we do
that is very sweet of you because some
that puts you ahead of some of my friends. Let me tell you.
Yeah, there are some people that just would not even give us.
I put that shit in the group chat, and I could see everyone turning their back on me.
Mute.
No,
I didn't open it. I'm going to be honest with you.
I use Spotify and stuff like that frequently. I pay for Spotify because I listen to it constantly. Because if I want to listen to whatever that day, because it varies from day to day, then I can.
Do you know you can listen to Fra Diavolo on Spotify?
The Spotify album.
As a matter of fact, and this will be the last thing I say. I know I said I was going to give you the last remarks, but it's important that I have the last word. And that is
because you're Mark.
This is my podcast.
This is last mark.
Last mark.
2. I want to address something that was said earlier. We're sitting here quibbling about AI created music, AI created visual art. You do realize that if it wasn't for technology and the barrier to entry being removed, we wouldn't be here right now. What we're doing is talk radio format. Talk radio used to be owned by AM stations.
Yeah.
It's not anymore. It's not. Everyone can now have an AM talk radio. This is what we're
unfortunate.
Doing. Well, yeah. The talk radio has now become so diluted. It is also at the ass end of the long tail.
It's, oh God. Oh, so many people sitting around jerking themselves off.
Okay, but you're here voluntarily. You do realize that, right? You're here. You have enjoyed the.
I'm not doing the YouTuber face.
You have enjoyed the fruits of the circle jerk, sir, for years.
I mean, who hasn't had a Dutch rudder they'd like to employ?
Having said that, I was having a particularly not great day about a year ago, and I was listening to Hoopastank. That's how you pronounce it.
The Hooba.
Hoopastank. Now, we had reviewed a Hoopastank album one fine Thanksgiving. It was our turkey album, right? Remember that, Jesse?
I remember.
So we were doing Metal Hammer of Doom extras, and we did The Reason and we did The Letter as 2 out of the 3 of them. And I'm listening to those songs about a year ago, and I'm in the midst of having moved out of the home in which I was married and was raising children and had helped pay the mortgage on. So I was not in the world's best place mentally. And I was living with a crazy person at the time. I do not want to speak ill of the dead. But, my life at the time, tenuous grasp on sanity. And so I'm listening to Hoobastank and
the Hooba.
And I'm listening to The Reason and The Letter, and I'm feeling remorseful, melancholy, one might even say depressed. And I am using ChatGPT to process my feelings on it. kind of like, why are these songs hitting me the way they are right now? I kind of want to talk about it with somebody, and I don't trust humans anymore. Fuck, I've said the quiet part out loud. Moving on. So that's it. I process my feelings. The ChatGPT does what it does best. It reflects me back at me, and I feel a lot better about myself. Okay, moving on. A couple of months ago, looking for things to do TikToks on, I'm going through all my old ChatGPT conversations, and I find the one on Hoobastank, and I see that I've had these like reflections and everything, and I'm better now than I was. It's the girl was gone a year later. If we can never get the paperwork right, I'll be divorced. Like, I'm in a better place mentally. But I liked what I said back then, and I wanted to put it out there as a TikTok. So I did. I did an entire TikTok script on this, and I made it very vague. I didn't go after my ex-wife or anything like that, but I had something to say about love, regret, and remorse, and I wanted to say it, so I did through talking about these two songs. And then to the point of this entire conversation, I go, you know what this says to me? You know what this says to me, Robert Cooper? You who would like to take the things away from me that help my mental health, you bad person, you.
Yep. You should sit and wallow in misery with me, Mark Radlow. Come on.
Absolutely not. Instead, I will create a rock opera
of
a TikTok I made of my whining while listening to two Hoobastank songs.
Therapy.
Yes, I spent an entire evening crafting a rock opera out of my reflections on two Hoobastank songs. And that piece of literature, that piece of art, that wonderful, magnificent gift to the masses will be out this Friday.
Oh my God.
What's entitled? What's entitled?
A 5-track EP entitled Too Late to Rewrite. Oh God, what is the full fucking
Too
title?
Late to Rewrite?
Too late. Hang on, let me bring up Suno real quick.
Oh boy.
I have the whole title.
I'm on edge as to what the next word's going to be.
I might have the album cover that has the whole thing on it. Yeah, here it is. Fra Diavolo, Too Late to Rewrite the Lover's Mise en Place.
What? The what?
The Lover's
Mise en Place.
What does that mean?
You don't know what a mise en place is?
Oh, let me tell you, 90% of your listeners are not going to know what the hell a mise en place is. It sounds like something. It sounds German.
Yeah,
it's fucking French.
It's French.
Jesus Christ, dude.
All right.
I watched enough cooking shows. That's why I know.
I'm going to Notebook LM. I want a podcast on this right now.
Tell me what a mise en place is. This guy's speaking riddles. That's the album cover. Fra Diavolo, Too Late to Rewrite the Lover's Mise en Place.
I really like that, like the cover itself. It's actually really cool.
He's kind of sad. He's a sad chef.
Yes.
Something's happened.
Yeah,
you get the idea.
Oh boy.
I think a sewer rat must be in that hat.
Yeah.
This is me, people. This is
big
me.
rat of screw me.
Here we go.
Oh man.
By the way, you want to know who did the art here? You want to know who drew that picture?
Tell me.
AI.
ChatGPT, motherfuckers.
Oh my.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have a bit of people in your life that you utilize but don't realize it because you're using ChatGPT.
Hey, you want to see what that person did for me the last time?
Hooray for Hollywood, where stars are living large in mansions with.
That's an original piece by Alexis.
I mean,
she put her heart and soul into that.
Did her best.
I don't understand what your point is here.
Whatever. I forgot I'm not allowed to talk bad about Jesse's girlfriend.
Oh,
he hasn't had one of those since he was 17, and you know it.
All right, I think we're actually ready to play Jesse's video and then get into plugs here. How about that?
Oh, okay. Mise en place stands for setup. All right, that's what Google Translate.
Is that what it is?
Me. According to what Google Translate told me.
Yeah, it's your ingredients that you need to make your.
Yeah. The mise en place, like, don't you have it ready or something?
Yes.
For when it's time to cook.
Yes, it's all the shit you're gonna need to make your dish.
Okay, all right. I thought it was something.
Shoulders, mise en place, mise en place.
Mise en place. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose.
Jesse, want to eat?
That's cannibal cooking for you and for me.
Wonderful. So this is
Second
Tuonela
chat
Public
GPT.
doing a cover of Staying Alive. Why don't you explain, Jesse, are you tired of me yelling at you because you pick shit that keeps having to be edited
Is
out?
this going to be something that is so popular? I've never heard of Royal Republic before, so I found this just scrolling through. Although this is a cover of Staying Alive, so and I find it funny that they're wearing that corpse paint coupe.
Yeah, it looks like it.
So
we'll see. We'll see. If not, we'll just say it's some kabuki style Kiss makeup. Depends on how heavy the music is.
Okay, all right.
But I saw somebody one day say, "Can't believe Kiss stole corpse paint." And I'm like, "Shut the fuck up, child! No, they didn't."
That sounds like my daughter's friend who thinks Kiss and fucking Alice Cooper invented metal.
They're not even metal. But okay.
Something that continually plays through my head is our lyrical dissection of Kiss's songs. I still think about that to this day, like how simple they are and how like unbelievably
you should
heard.
Put that into Notebook LM and make a podcast and send it to Rob.
Me or Winfrey?
Which one?
You,
which one
motherfucker.
Oh.
You have to understand, my love. You said you didn't like something that I like. Now I hate you and have to torture you.
That's fine. I hate me too. Join the list.
The life force to the left. All right, here it is. This is Royal Republic. Staying alive, staying alive,
staying alive. So, has anybody heard of Royal Republic before?
Not even a little bit.
Yeah, me either. But listen.
Oh,
yes.
I'm loving the energy here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is every neurodivergent ever.
Yes.
It me.
Oh my god.
Doesn't that guy? Doesn't he look like old Greg?
He does.
Well, I mean, you can't get much better than this.
I hope those are wigs.
I was just thinking that. I swear they're all wearing wigs.
Royal Republic.
This is some. This is some kabuki style makeup. We'll go with that. It ain't corpse paint.
All right, that sounds good to me.
Well, they also kind of. Well, the one guy I can see some of like the lines you'd usually draw, but for the most part, it's like just like with Gene and Ace and all those guys. Like it's all around the eyes for the most part.
Well,
here's why this video is superior to most. They're not playing any instruments, so they're not having to plug things into trees.
True.
How do you know they didn't plug it into a tree?
They are mean mugging the camera.
They are like that. If they were American, I'm just saying, freedom.
I don't know what he's going to do with the rope. I'll just go ahead and tell you that I don't think we find out.
I don't think it's that type of metal. If we go back to Catatonia, I can tell you what he's doing with the rope.
Before the internet, it was very common for boys to walk around town. This is This is a very throwback idea.
Let me tell you, if I would have seen these dudes walking down like the road front street here in Marietta, I would have actually sat around and just watched everybody else react to it because it would have been fun.
Would you join them?
No, I don't think they would accept me. There's
yeah.
I got roller skate.
Hell yeah, brother. That guy looks like there's a bomb up his asshole, and if he doesn't shoot that video, it's gonna blow. While he does.
I'm loving every second of this.
Oh, get that march down.
Is this also mirroring the Bee Gees video as well?
I feel like there's elements.
I think it is.
Yeah, I feel like there's definite elements of that. So even better. Okay, we're going to cover the song and the video. All right, let's see it.
That's when I go to the next club I go to.
Here's what I'm learning about this video. If I shoot for a couple of days in different settings and then just cut different clips together of all the video that I shot, I can make a music video too.
There's like 4 or 5 scenes here.
My compulsion to make my shots match the lyrics needs to just be thrown away.
Yeah, just start
Because-
marching places.
Oh yeah, dude.
I honestly,
It doesn't.
Go ahead.
It doesn't hurt that half the lyrics are because that's where the cuts are. Is when they say because
Yeah.
just have your stuff saying a couple times. Boom, match cut.
Well, I think the next video I do for Fra Diavolo, I'm going to instruct the AI. Don't worry about matching the imagery. Just make consistent marching.
Oh,
And
all right. Yeah.
So,
let me know how that turns out.
well, folks, I don't know what we
How
talked about.
Diablo does a hate crime? I don't know.
I don't know what we talked about tonight, but we managed to go over 2 hours yet again. So wonderful.
Oh,
Tomorrow.
Look out.
Tomorrow. We are reviewing him.
The band.
I love this movie, by the way.
The
I
Powerpuff
gotta-
Girls
Really?
villain.
I've already made my TikTok on it. I got to put it up tomorrow. Jason, Robert, myself, we're going to be talking the Marlon Wayans, Jordan Peele movie. Him. No shows tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday. Myself and Harry Broadhurst will be doing the Indie Ciders. We'll be talking. We'll probably review All Out and WrestlePalooza, which I was TikTok live for. And then our indie showcase is Beyond Wrestling, American Rana. And then, as Mick reminded me, we will be doing a triple feature, another movie catch up. It'll be myself, her, Gavin, and Robert. We'll be looking at Drop, Echo Valley, and Sinners.
Sinner.
The aforementioned Fra Diavolo EP, Too Late to Rewrite, comes out this Friday. It'll be on Spotify, Apple Music, and wherever you listen to podcasts, to music. And then, allegedly, my girlfriend and I are threatening to do a Saturday show, a special episode of Damn You Hollywood. There's a new product biopic that I refuse to do with Robert because he's allergic to them now. It's about the lady who invented Bumble. So I want to watch it and I want to talk about it, but not with Robert.
Bumble or Tender?
Bumble.
No, Bumble. No, Bumble.
Okay.
You know what's funny, by the way? Just side note. So the gimmick of Bumble, by the way, has anybody ever been on Bumble here? Just me. Okay. Yeah. So you remember the women talk first, right? That's the whole thing.
When they talk to you, sure.
Well, now they've made it to where the woman can just set a prompt, and then the guy still has to talk first. So like. Oh yeah, it's like, all right, you're just the same as all the other ones. Congratulations. Continue.
Huh.
So I'm interested in this biopic. I'm not interested in talking about it with Robert. So allegedly, Erica and I are going to talk about it this weekend. Erica and I just did a podcast for Steel Magnolias. She did okay. She was fun to talk to about that. A lot of personality on that gal. And then the next time we're doing the Metal Hammer of Doom will be October 19th. Hey, Robert Cooper, little Robert Cooper. You know what album we're going to review?
I'm well aware.
Fra Diavolo, Recipe
I
for
mean,
the Damned.
Again, like when y'all two do it, it's fine. It's one of those. I'm like, it's like when I feel like a Republican when their kid comes out gay. You know what? Because it's you, it's fine. Whatever.
So
We'll tolerate it because we love you, and that's it.
Yeah.
it's
All the other ones, fuck them.
It's going to be a little bit different than the normal Metal Hammer of Doom Jukebox. There'll be no videos on that show. I will just have Spotify up, and we will listen to each track in its entirety.
Old
do
school.
we have to do the entire track? Like, does it have to be the entire track?
Why don't you want to listen to the entire track?
We can. We. How long is the album?
Yeah, I was going to ask, how long is the album?
How long is the episode gonna be?
All right, we're getting there.
I don't like your attitude right now, Jesse. And
I'm asking a simple question.
You are not asking a simple question.
I understand you want to play your songs and everybody listen to them.
Excuse me.
But
excuse me.
Ooh.
Excuse me.
Cat fight.
Was it not young Jesse Aloysius Dappadambra Abercrombie Scotcher
the full album? It
who
wasn't
came
me.
on to the Metal Hammer of
I
Doom
didn't
Jukebox,
say this.
and I gave every single note, every single minute of Time to Eat full time in
You
air.
played the whole thing?
The whole fucking thing, and we reviewed an Ailstorm EP.
How many
motherfucker?
Okay, all right. Well, hey, I'm just you know, I
back and listen to
obviously
it.
okay,
Go back
I
and
forgot
listen
about
to it.
Apparently.
Okay, go everyone. Go
Where was I
fucking
for
listen
that
to
one?
it. I
Yeah.
played.
Where was I for that?
You were not on that show. That
We're
was
not
just
there.
me and Jesse
Okay.
tightly holding each other's penises, jerking each other off. It was the best 2 hours of my life.
Row your boat. Oh, the old Dutch
Anyway,
rudder.
how long's the album?
Ugh.
You should have it memorized. Your baby.
My God.
It is your baby.
Fucking give you a baby.
Oh yeah. The most action I've had in months.
41 minutes.
Okay, that ain't that bad.
That ain't bad.
Featuring such wonderful hits as Mince the Heretic and Pan-Seer Damnation, a favorite for all the children. Sous Vide Sacrifice for you KMFDM fans. Butter My Buns.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of,
And finally, the last course, Cannibal Creme Brulee.
There's some heavy stuff on here. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun discussion.
that sounds delicious.
All right. That's all for my plugs. Jesse, what do you got going on?
Oh my goodness. Well, hey, ladies and gentlemen, check out the Source Material Comics podcast. Talk comics over there. And recently, this past Monday, me and Mark Radlich finished our discussion on Darth Vader. So it was a large amount of issues. We reached the end of Darth Vader, the Marvel series from 2015, something like that. It was a good discussion, had a lot of fun. And the Unspoken Issues podcast, where I'm in the midst of Black September, which was an event that heralded Marvel's acquisition of Malibu back in 1995. This is the 30th anniversary of that.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was like I said, have you heard of Prime? Have you heard of Hardcase? Well, have you heard of them within the last 10 years? You haven't, because Marvel's put them under a rug and will never bring them back out again. But this is the event that they decided to take those characters and try to put them into the Marvel universe. And yeah, well, we're doing all the Infinity issues, which are the straight black covers that came out for each reboot title. Anyway, check that out if you're interested. And then me and Evan Bevins get together and talk Marvel Snap. If you play Marvel Snap, it's a fun game you can find on your mobile device. And we get together and drop about 4 20-minute episodes each month. So next month is coming up here, October. I'm sure in a couple of weeks we'll probably be recording again. So that's it. That's all I got.
Mick, go ahead and plug your wares.
Well, actually, I looked it up, and my first ever episode with the Mark Radulich Network was August 29th. So we just missed that 1 year mark by a little bit.
Oh,
So I have been
happy
here
anniversary.
a year and a month now.
Sorry, I forgot.
How many regrets?
None. I gotta say, this show is my favorite, to be honest. But
Awesome.
Oh, shucks.
otherwise,
Mine too.
all my handles are the same. I'm not a very exciting person as of late, so.
Where are you in content creation on your OF? Are you in content creation mode? Are you in semi-retirement mode?
I'm in recluse mode at the
Yeah,
moment.
that's
Yeah.
more of what I meant. Okay.
She just moved the pan to the back of the stove. That's all.
Yeah, that's it. It's still there. It's just I kind of
Just back burner.
not right
It's
now.
on. It's simmering. It's simmering. It's not too hot. Just simmering.
Well, folks, this has been the Metal Hammer of Doom Jukebox. For Mick Wanamaker, for He Hates Technology and Fun.
Coop, I'm sorry, buddy. Although I think
okay.
it is a brand he'll proudly wear.
Oh yeah, I'm a fucking curmudgeon, and I know it.
For Alexis's boy toy, Jesse Starcher, I'm a jerk off. Be well, be safe, and behave.